In a world where promises are easily broken and commitment often fades, loyalty stands out as one of the rarest and most valuable traits a person can possess. But what does it really mean to be loyal, and why does it matter so much in our relationships, our work, and our walk with God? Hello, growth-minded friends. Again, I'm Lolo Adam, and in today's wisdom, we're diving deep into something that could transform every relationship you have. Here's the reality. Loyalty is one of those qualities that sounds simple, but it's actually rare and priceless. Anyone can claim they're loyal when life is smooth sailing. But the true test comes when storms hit. That's when loyalty either shines its brightest or disappears faster than morning mist. Think about this truth. People may forget your words, they may even forget your actions, but they will never forget whether you stood by their side when it mattered most or whether you walked away. Here's what we'll uncover today. Why has loyalty become so rare in our modern world? How does biblical wisdom reveal the secret to unshakable faithfulness? A real-life story that will change how you view true loyalty forever. If you're ready to grow in wisdom and discover life-changing insights from God's Word, hit that like button, share this with someone who needs encouragement, and subscribe so you never miss content that can strengthen both your faith and relationships. Let's begin. Proverbs 3:3 says, "Let love and faithfulness never leave you. Bind them around your neck, write them on the tablet of your heart." This isn't just a nice suggestion. It's a blueprint for transformation. God is telling us that love and loyalty shouldn't be temporary emotions we feel, but permanent values that define who we are. Imagine loyalty as something so deeply embedded in your character that people can see it naturally in how you treat the cashier having a bad day, how you respond when a friend makes a costly mistake, or how you act when no one's watching. Picture your closest friend suddenly facing their darkest hour: job loss, illness, or a mistake that has consequences. The easy path: distance yourself. The loyal path: choose to stay, encourage, and support them when it's hardest. This is where rubber meets the road in our relationship with God, too. It's simple to pray and trust when life flows smoothly, but true faithfulness emerges when everything falls apart. Do we still hold on to Him? Still obey? Still walk in His ways? When you choose loyalty in these moments, something powerful happens. Your friend experiences unconditional love that heals, trust that becomes unbreakable. Your loyalty becomes a living testimony of God's heart. Spiritually, your relationship with God deepens beyond surface level. You don't just bless others, you become more like Christ. Proverbs 26 talks about, "Many claim to have unfailing love, but a faithful person who can find?" This verse hits like a truth bomb. Talk is cheap, promises flow like water, but faithful people, they're diamonds in a world full of glass. We've all experienced this disappointment. Someone promises they'll always be there, but when you actually need them, when standing by you becomes inconvenient, they vanish like smoke. But imagine the opposite. One faithful friend who consistently shows up not just with words, but with presence. Their loyalty becomes your anchor in life's storms. Instead of only asking, "Who can I trust?" ask yourself, "Am I the faithful person others can depend on?" God values faithfulness because it mirrors His character. He never abandons those who are faithful to Him. When we live with that same reliability, we don't just strengthen relationships. We give the world a glimpse of God's unfailing love. Living with true loyalty creates relationships built on unshakable trust, a reputation that opens doors money can't, deeper connections that weather any storm, a testimony that draws others to God's faithfulness. Proverbs 18:24 declares, "One who has unreliable friends soon comes to ruin, but there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother." At our core, every human heart craves the same thing: genuine, unshakable love. We're wired for loyalty because we're made in God's image and He is faithful. Imagine being offered extra money to cover up a mistake or fudge a report. Quick gain versus integrity. Which do you choose? In a workplace, the person who chooses honesty might seem to lose financially, but they gain something priceless: trust, respect, and a clear conscience. That integrity becomes more valuable than any temporary profit. Your friends don't need your wealth. They need your loyalty. Your partner doesn't want your riches, they want your truth. When you choose faithfulness over convenience, you build relationships that last a lifetime. The long-term reward, trust that opens more doors than money ever could. Relationships built on security, not transactions. Peace of heart that wealth can't purchase. God's favor on a life lived with integrity. Proverbs 28:20 remind us, a faithful person will be richly blessed, but one eager to get rich will not go unpunished. Here's God's economy in action. Faithfulness leads to lasting blessing, while greed leads to destruction. The tale of two employees. Employee 1, always punctual, honest, reliable even when the boss isn't watching. Progress seems slow, but over time they earn trust, promotions, and respect. Their consistency creates stability. Employee 2, cuts corners, takes credit for others' work, bends rules for quick gain. Initially appear ahead, but eventually their dishonesty is exposed, costing them everything. Faithfulness may not bring instant results, but it builds something money can't buy. Peace of mind that comes from integrity. Relationships that weather every storm. God's favor on a life lived in truth. Blessings that last beyond this lifetime. Proverbs 25:19 states that, like a broken tooth or a lame foot is reliance on the unfaithful in a time of trouble. This verse paints a vivid picture. Depending on someone disloyal during a crisis is like trying to chew with a broken tooth or walk on an injured foot. Painful, unreliable, adding burden instead of relief. Here is a story that changes everything. A young man lost his job unexpectedly. Many people he considered close slowly drifted away, avoided calls, made excuses, became suddenly too busy to help. But one friend did the opposite. She stayed by his side, encouraged him daily, helped him search for opportunities, and even shared her limited resources so he could survive. Months later, when he was back on his feet, he realized something profound. It wasn't the words of loyalty that mattered, but the actions that proved it. That friend showed him what true loyalty looks like and reflected God's own faithfulness to us. If loyalty is proven by action, what do your actions say about your faithfulness to others and to God? It's easy to claim we're loyal, but our true character is revealed in how we show up when it matters most. Loyalty isn't just words, it's consistency, sacrifice, and love in action. Now, I want to hear from you. Who's one person that has shown you true loyalty, and how did it impact your life? Share your story in the comments. It might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. Remember, in a world where loyalty is rare, choosing to be faithful makes you a treasure. And when you reflect God's unwavering love through your actions, you don't just change relationships, you reveal His heart to a world desperately needing to see it.